What is up, awesome people, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans! Okay, for those of you who are asking, here it is finally! We have the Sunroom team that I debuted last weekend, and I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this because this was kind of like a team everyone was like really excited to see because of one particular Pokemon, or maybe two particular Pokemon. Like, I can't remember how many people were like hyped to see like the certain Pokemon shown in this team. So regardless, let's get into the shenanigans regardless, because we had a few shenanigans going on here with this particular team. So for those of you who missed it, this was a Sunroom team. So as I kind of mentioned in the live stream where this team debuted, it kind of is a pseudo Sunroom team. It doesn't fully rely on the weather for harsh sun, but it does heavily rely on Trick Room, which is kind of where the name Sunroom comes from. So anyways, this first battle, I have a Oricoro and Riombi lead here as the opponents. So I go to fake out here on my Togedemaru with Slowking as the ally, but I didn't realize that Riombi had the ability to stop being flinched. So I was like, oh damn, that's not a good start there, because the Riombi goes for the Quiver Dance there, and the Oricoro's Dancer ability kicks in there, allowing it to get the special attack, special defense, and speed boost from the Quiver Dance there, since it is allowed to imitate the Quiver Dance as well. But it did go for the Revolutionary Dance, and because it's the electric Oricoro, Lightning Rod ability kicks in there on my Togedemaru and soaks it up and nullifies it completely, which is awesome. So Slowking goes untouched there on turn 1, setting up the Trick Room, so I'm pretty much all set here. So I go for the Ice Beam on the Slowking here, and with that Quiver Dance up on the Oricoro, it tanks that relatively well in the about the 3/4 range there. Go for Poison Jab on the Riombi there, which is not going to like that at all, and it goes down pretty easy there. And at the same time, Riombi's physical defense isn't exactly the greatest in the world either. So Oricoro here is going to simply come on there, boosting its special attack and special defense even further there by +1, giving it a grand total of +3 in its special attack and special defense. So it's going to be tanking my Ice Beams relatively well though from the Slowking, but at the range at the Oricoro, I don't think it's been lasting for very long there. So Volcarana's Quick Claw kicks in there, which means it's allowed to go first regardless of Trick Room or not. So I'm going to swap out my Togedemaru there, because I'm like, there's not much I can do here, and at the same time I know it's going to go like for a Fiery Dance or something like that. So I go to my Torkoal here to just soak up whatever that Volcarana's going to go for, and yes, it does go for the Fiery Dance there. I could have potentially gone for the Spiky Shield there to just completely stop the Fiery Dance there, but I thought, hey, just in case it's not going to go for the Fiery Dance, at least I could just go into something to soak it up. But at the same time, there wasn't much that Togedemaru could really go to that Volcarona either. So I think the Volcarona even got the special attack boost there as well in the Fiery Dance, boosting the Oricoro, allowed the Oricoro to use the Fiery Dance, because it's technically considered a dancing move as well there, so I was quite lucky it didn't get a special attack boost there. So I go for Ice Beam here, and I take out the Oricoro just, I think, from that range, because it was at a +3, so it came very close, like not taking it out. So its last Pokemon is the Alakazam, so I'm like, oh damn, the synergy's gone, unless there's like something that Alakazam can run that I'm not aware of that works with the Oricoro Dancer ability. So anyways, the Fiery Dance from the Volcarona goes off again, going for the Slowking this time. I was like, that's really weird, because I could have taken out my Torkoal from that range. So I go for the Eruption here. I'm like, this isn't going to hit very hard, because I've taken a lot of damage already thanks to that Volcarona. So I go for Side Shock there on the Slowking. Normally I'd run something like Scald, but since this was a team relying on Sun, I didn't want to risk running Scald in just in case the Sun was there on the field like this particular time. So Future Sight there from the Alakazam. I'm like, that is really cool, because it's not very often you see Future Sight. So my Torkoal is from Oris, which is why it's got the tutor move Earth Power. I thought this would work better on the set rather than just completely taking out and relying on Solar Beam in case I come across any anti-weather teams like that. And at the same time, that is it for the game. I thought just overall that was a really interesting team. I was kind of wondering though, why is Alakazam on that team? Unless there's, as I said, something I'm not aware of that Alakazam can run to kind of boost the Oricoro's Dancer ability, because you can kind of tell there that the team was using synergy on the Oricoro's Dancer ability. So they had dancing moves like Fiery Dance, Quiver Dance, probably like Sword Dance or something like that as well. It was on the other Pokemon as well in their reserve. As I said, I can't quite remember what the other two Pokemon was, so probably something along those lines. So anyways, that was the first battle. So from here we have two more battles. So this is the second battle that I thought was kind of interesting using this team. So let's get into the shenanigans and see how this went. Also, that first battle as well was done when the team wasn't quite complete yet. So I think I only had 4 Pokemon at that time. So those 4 Pokemon were the first 4 to be bred. Didn't have Chandelure at that time. I think I didn't have someone else either, because I was still being EV trained in Pelago. Anyways, they're going to lead with Tapu Koko. Wow, my dyslexia kicked in pretty big there. So they're going to have Tapu Koko going Electric Surge there and Garchomp as well on the field. I'm like, well, this is pretty easy because if they go for an Electric type move, Lightning Rod's going to absorb it with Togedemaru. So that's not going to be the case. They're going to swap out and go into Charizard. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool because one, they've got Electric Surge on the, Electric Train on the field, which is going to boost my Zing Zap, and I'm going to get the Trick Room up as well, which is really cool. So at the same time, if they Mega Evolve into Charizard Y, which is actually going to happen, I'm like, oh, haven't seen this for a long time. I haven't seen this since Oris. So yeah, you're going to be boosting my fire type moves as well. So I'm going to be taking that because, as I said, this is a sun team. I'll take whatever free sun I can get. So at this, because there's like Electric Train on the field, my Zing Zap's going to get boost. But in the meantime, I'm going to go for Ice Beam onto the Garchomp, and Garchomp is going to go bye-bye once again. It's not like the first time Garchomp bites the dust like that either. Anyway, Zing Zap coming along here, plus the extra boost from Electric Train is going to be another bye-bye on the Charizard as well. So I was like, oh, that is really cool. I'm like, thank you for the Electric Train, and see you later. Anyway, Tapu Koko comes back onto the field, and their last Pokemon is going to be Demise. I'm like, oh, I actually brought a Fire-type Pokemon with me as well, so Demise isn't exactly going to be liking a Fire-type Pokemon for my team. So I'm going for Ice Beam on Demise, which is going to take that really well, just a little bit over the half damage there. And it's going to use the Citrus Berry there to raise its HP back up to about a quarter damage there. So Poison Jab from the Togedemaru here. Normally it's an OHKO to most Tapu Kokos, but in this case it's not, doing about 3/4 damage. Shadow Claw from the Demise here, and that's going to smack my Slowking really, really hard there with a critical hit, of course, taking my Slowking out. I was like, oh well, it did its job, I guess. So Grass Knot there from the Tapu Koko. It's going to do very, very little damage there to my Togedemaru, and that was a crit as well, and that's with a Life Orb as well. So Togedemaru is like weighs nothing and plus resist as well. So here comes the almighty Sunflora, and because the sun is on the field, I do apologize, I said I had a Fire-type Pokemon. I forgot I had the old godly Godflower here. So Earth's Power from the Sunflora is going to take out the Tapu Koko, because I don't exactly have much to take out a Demise. One of the optional moves I did have on Sunflora was Hidden Power Ice, but I kind of had a 5-slot syndrome here where I'm like, it means I gotta give up something. So Shadow Claw there is going to take my Sunflora down to half damage. Solar Power is going to kick in as well to do more damage there. And at the same time, I was lucky enough to get a poison from the Poison Jab onto Demise. And I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb here. And considering I do have 252 EVs and special attack, plus the Solar Power boost, and Sludge Bomb is just going to take out that Demise pretty easy. So there we go, that's battle 2 done. So the last battle for tonight I have for you guys is this team. Again, we have another Tapu Koko and Garchomp, and believe me, after the international competition, I'm kind of sick of seeing those two particular Pokemon alongside with Tapu Lele, Tapu Fini, and Tapu Bulu. And a few other Pokemon I think I'm sick of seeing by this stage. Anyway, same lead here. We've got Togedemaru and the Slowking. These were kind of like my favorite leads for the Sun team. There was like another lead I was particularly fond of, but this team just worked so well because Tapu Koko was just really common, and Slowking was very good at drawing these out too. So Fake Out coming from the Togedemaru again on the Garchomp, just to stop that from using Earthquake or something, or Ground EMZ on the Earthquake for Togedemaru. Once I lose Togedemaru, this whole core kind of just falls apart. So the Tapu Koko did go for the Thunderbolt there. Lightning Rod once again nullifies that on the Togedemaru, allowing the Trick Room to go up from the Slowking. So now I can go first with the Slowking, take out that Garchomp with Ice Beam. Tapu Koko does go for the Protect there, thinking that obviously I've got something to counter Tapu Koko, which is obviously true because I do have Poison Jab on Togedemaru. Ice Beam is once again going to OHKO the Garchomp. Another Garchomp does bite the dust there, which is such a good feeling. So Poison Jab is going to miss there thanks to Protect. So their next Pokemon in reserve is the Katana, and this is another Pokemon I'm kind of sick of seeing too. So I'm quite thankful here I'm running Flamethrower on the Slowking, because otherwise I've got nothing to counter Katanas like this. And they're going to bring in Neoligo. I'm like, of course they're not going to stick around after seeing Poison Jab on Togedemaru, are they? So unfortunately I didn't predict that or anything. I thought they might have just stuck around, but regardless, Flamethrower is going to OHKO that Katana thanks to 4x weakness to fire types, being Grass and Steel. Did go for the Poison Jab though. I'm like, better safe than sorry, I guess. And I do burst the Air Balloon that the Neoligo was carrying, so I don't really carry too many ground type moves, except for maybe like Earth Power on my Torkoal and Sunflora. About the only 2 ground type moves I have on this team actually. So I'm going to withdraw my Slowking here because I'm like, I know Neoligo can carry Grassium Z on AG Ball or something like that. So I'm like, just in case it's going to do that on my Slowking, let's just go into Chandelure to take that. Neoligo actually went for the protect there, so did a Tapu Koko to try and stick around for a few more turns. I will admit though, I think the Neoligo went for protect thinking I'd Scold on Slowking, which obviously isn't the case because this is a Sunroom team. So Zingzat coming for the Togedemaru here. I'm like, this is going to hurt, and it's enough to take out the Neoligo, even I'm not carrying like max attack there at all on Togi. Alright, so and my last move of course from Chandelure is going to be the Farium Z off of Heat Wave. This is going to hit really hard. I'm like, I wonder if Tapu Koko can live this. Probably not, because he's going to hit at massive base power plus stab, and even if they did protect one more time, just in case they were going to do like a scumbag double protect, I thought may as well do this. So Infernal Overdrive coming, and boom! That Tapu Koko never stood a ghost of a chance there. And that's game. Otherwise, if they did protect, they would have lived that, and I would have just gone Poison Jab the next turn to take out the Tapu Koko. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for Wi-Fi Wednesday. At the moment, I'm kind of on the fence if I want to do another upload for tonight, because I have like 80 videos that I need to go through, whether it's be deleted for any like iffy battles that may not qualify for Wi-Fi Wednesday, or just to put up, because as I said, international competition, there's about 40 videos just there from that particular competition. So keep an eye out for maybe a second Wi-Fi Wednesday, otherwise there will be a double upload definitely next week, because I need to get through some videos. So until next time, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!